Hello and welcome to Royal Vibes. Meghan Markle and Harry have fallen into a trap as activism leaves them open to backlash. The Sussexes are exposing themselves to criticism following their activism in US politics. A royal correspondent have won. So guys, before we get right into the full story, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are exposing themselves to criticism with their activism and engagement in politically charged causes. Daily Express's royal correspondent Richard Palmer said, "The Sussexes have become more vocal about their views since they left the royal family, raising their concerns about voter suppression ahead of the US midterm elections. Mr. Palmer warned them, pushing that liberal agenda could backfire on the couple." Daily Express's royal correspondent Richard Palmer told the Royal Roundup that, "I think that the problems that she is in particular in that interview, but also Harry, was that they struck the wrong tone. They struck a divide tone that embroiled them in the culture wars, and I don't particularly like this term woke." She said in her podcast this week that she was happy to embrace that term. "I think they did fall into a bit of a trap and they have become hate figures from the conservative side of politics because they are seen as advocates of a more liberal agenda. And I'm not sure we can say that's the case of the Prince and Princess of Wales, Queen Consort and Councillors of Essex. Why they do make important campaigning points about things that they would like to see change in our society." Since the couple settled back in the United States, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have moved dangerously close to revealing their political views in the potential breach of British royal protocol. Though they no longer serve as working members of the firm, the Sussexes have pledged to honor the late monarch's royal values, which includes being politically neutral. Members of the royal family have a tradition of keeping their views for themselves to avoid interference in political matters. For instance, the Queen has remained silent on her views over Brexit, with media speculating about hints she dropped in public appearances, a veiled reference to Brexit in a speech in Parliament in 2019 drew the late Queen into a constitutional turmoil. Meghan Markle and Harry also exposed themselves in the run-up to the US midterm election, campaigning for Americans to vote, with their call that sparked accusations of breaching British royal political neutrality protocol. The Sussexes had been spotted, actively campaigning against Republican-led voter suppression during the highly polarized midterm elections, suggesting the couple are leaning towards the Democratic Party. Daily Express's royal correspondent Richard Palmer had already warned they are moving dangerously closer to breaking the royal value of apoliticism. He said, "I think it's slightly dangerous game, but not as dangerous as it was when Donald Trump was still president. And that was the real problem, that the UK was trying to negotiate a post-Brexit trade deal with the US, which seems as far off as ever now." There was huge consternation at Buckingham Palace because although Meghan has never said which way to vote, she was taking part in a campaign to get people to register to vote and against voter suppression. With her activism, Meghan was subject to speculation around a potential bid to become US president, with Express.co.uk reporting that Washington-based Democracy Institute found 64% of respondents felt that the Democrat Party should opt for a female candidate at the next presidential election in 2 years. Royal expert Kinsey Schofield, discussing the possibility of Meghan Markle to enter politics, said she doesn't believe the Duchess would get very far after finding herself being rejected by large parts of the US. Meghan Markle came first in the list in potential runners with 27% of the poll of 1,500 likely Democrat voters. Express.co.uk reported, but the commentator said, "Meghan has done an incredible job alienating a large portion of the country by exposing her political allies. The United States is toxic when it comes to politics and communication. Few are invested in the monarchy and all were eager to envelop the Sussexes with open arms." However, the second Meghan started appearing on panels with Stacey Abrams, Hillary Clinton, and Kamala Harris, she found herself rejected by half of the country. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.